Hey guys, just sitting out here at the grocery store, getting out of the house. I went and watched the Super Bowl, so taking it a little easy. Had my mask up at the dashboard. I just thought I'd make a video tonight. I kind of wanted to talk about something again. I just enjoy doing this, just rambling and posting my opinions. I don't care what anybody thinks. I enjoy posting my opinions, If they help you, I do appreciate that. If they don't, well, screw you. No, I'm just kidding. I realize that a lot of people don't agree with my stuff. I can tell I don't think they think about it. Well, they've never read and studied. I don't think like I have. I've devoured stuff trying to learn, But anyway, I just want to talk about, things I would like to start a series of videos called Things I Would Teach My Son. I'll probably never have a son, but hey, maybe it's things I can teach him, if I had one. One of the things I know I would teach him, I could make a list, and thought I'd start tonight and make a video. One of the things I would teach my son, and when you first hear it, you're going to say, well, duh, but you're probably not going to, get what I mean. But here we go. Men and women are treated differently. I would teach him that. Men and women are treated very differently. And you may say, well, duh, one's a man and one's a woman, but here's what I'm talking about here. And I'll give you some examples in my life and in my mom's life. I guess I could give my sisters too, but I'll just stick with my mom and me. When I was growing up, I'd hear mom talk about some of the men, not bad way, just like, oh, they're very nice, they're nice people, and I'd be, oh, okay. But they weren't as nice to me. They would be nice to her, but they wouldn't be nice to me. And I even had an uncle that was not real nice to her, and definitely was not nice to me. Matter of fact, he would always try to start a fight with me, and be very disrespectful to me. I can remember talking to somebody, being friendly, and then walking off mid-sentence. I can remember that happening to me. Just showing no respect, But I'll give you some specific examples. When I was a kid, now this is when I was a kid. I wasn't even an adult. I wasn't even a teenager. I was just a little kid. For an example, when I was a little kid, I got picked on a lot. Got bullied a lot, got everything. And I would notice my sister never had any of those problems. I would notice. Because, when somebody's picked on and bullied. You can tell, Their confidence is much lower. And they're probably going to be smaller kids. They're definitely not going to be as big. Though sometimes the opposite's true. It's not the norm. And they may have something wrong with them, like I did, not knowing it, being autistic. They may, they have a lot of problems they can't help, but they get bullied a lot. And I know I'm going to get comments, oh, women are bullied too, and I'm sure they are sometimes, but it ain't near what a boy gets. Not even near. Because, like I said, my mom knows nothing about being bullied, and my sister never knew anything about being bullied. I can tell they had no knowledge of it. None. My mom never thought anything about being short. Did I think anything of being short? Oh, yeah. I got treated many times for being short. But I'll give you a perfect example. I went with my grandfather. Now, this is my dad's dad. For some reason, I don't even remember why I was with him. I don't even remember. I think I spent the night with him or something. I was not near as close to my dad's side of the family as I was my mom's. But I remember I spent the night with him. And I went with him, and he had not retired from work yet. He still worked. He worked for the city. Drove around, you cleaned, you did all this stuff. And I remember he went in one day to talk to the guys he worked with. Of course, he'd talk with them and cut up and blah, 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 and all this kind of stuff. And now you had to remember, when my grandfather was around us, like if we went to their house, he never spoke. Hardly ever said anything. Just sat in the chair. No personality. No nothing. He usually drank. He'd have liquor sitting over in the corner. Yeah, that was it. Never had a personality. But then when he went to his job, oh, he couldn't shut up. I'll never forget it. He was, hey, oh, blah, blah, or something. And they were saying, well, who's that with you? And he was like, oh, this is my grandson. This is my son's, son. And, of course, my dad was done dead at that time. And I'm standing there with him. Of course, I was a very small child. Very small. Abnormally small. Believe me, if I ever showed you pictures of me, my other grandfather, my mom's mom, he thought something was wrong with me physically. He thought I wasn't fed or something. He'd be like, does he eat? Well, because I was a tiny child. Perfect pickings to be bullied. But, nothing I can do about it. But anyway. I remember the first thing they said, they were like, oh, it is? And I remember they were like, oh, well, that's nice. And they went, well, it doesn't look like there's much at all to him. Just real sarcastic to me. And they made fun of me for being short. Now I'm thinking, I'm not even an adult. I'm not even a teenager. And they're attacking a child? They're smarting off to a child? And I mean, at that time, it upset me. I didn't cry or anything at the time, but it hurt my feelings. Nowadays, I just tell them, hey, go to hell, man. I don't care what you think. But back then, that really affected me. And I'll never forget that, though. And it's always stuck with me. Why would grown men take a shot at a little boy? Like, what? I mean, like, what are you going to gain? That'd be like me walking up to some little kid. Boy, you don't like you're worth nothing, you little pipsqueak. People would be like, man, shut up, Shane. You'd be like, well, what's your problem? But they did that to me. And as an example, I remember I would notice that I would get bullied for being short. Well, Mom just had a hard time understanding that. And any guy knows, if you're short, you're going to catch it. You just are. Not always, but most of the time, you're going to catch it. And you're going to get bullied and you're going to get picked on. And it's because men are trying to assert dominance over you. We've all seen this crap a gazillion times. It's stupid, but that's why they did it. Of course, I didn't know that as a child. Nobody taught me that. I would teach my son that. They're going to try to establish dominance over you. That means they're going to hurt you. They're going to pick on you. They're going to bully you. And that's to attract women. They want to attract women in their life because they know women like it. But another example. Now, I've had this many times. And I doubt that, I don't know how much y'all have had. Well, let me use one more different example. And then I'll go to the one I was fixing to talk about. Picking on somebody. Nitpicking them, teasing them. Now, I had that endlessly in school. I don't know how much I'm talking about guys here. When y'all were kids, I don't know how much teasing you got. God, I got teased. Man, I can't even remember how many times I got teased. I can't even remember, it was so many. And you know how it was, if you got upset, let's say you just got upset and you'd be like, yo, leave me alone. You hurt my feelings. If you did something like that, I mean, that's going to make it 10 times worse. Oh, now they're getting under your skin. Now they're upset. What are you, little girl? What's wrong? We got under his skin, Guys go through stuff like I went through it endlessly when I was a kid. But my mom was talking about, they were on a date, her and my dad went over to somebody's house. They were on a date, and I guess he was teasing her. I mean, he's never been here, obviously. He can't tell me what really happened. But she said he was teasing her, I guess, poking at her, telling her. I think she just felt like he was telling her she's bad and everything. I don't know. Something about making fun of the way she acts. I don't know. But she said he kept doing it. Well, she jumped up and told him to shut up. Just right in front of the, after a while. She said, I got tired of it, and I told him to shut up. Right in front of my dad's friend and his wife. And she apologized later, and she said, oh, I'm sorry, went back to them and said, I'm sorry, that I acted that way, that I burst out. And, of course, the wife said, hey, I'm glad you did it, right? And I'm sure she was. But imagine if I responded that way to a guy. If I jumped up and said, just knock it off and leave me alone. You don't like me, blah, blah, blah. What's going to happen? Oh, well, yeah, you want to make me, blah, blah. They're going to want to fight you then. Now you got to fight. It's the way it is. It's way different for a man than it is a girl. And what did that show? My mom had not gone through that a lot. She didn't know what that was. She didn't understand how people could just be mean to you for no reason. Now, I think my dad was probably trying stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, he was being a jackass, but I'm sure he was also trying to use what we call game on her. He wouldn't have called it game back then, but I guarantee you guys kind of knew that teasing a woman turns her on. And it might have turned Mom on, but apparently that night it didn't. It made her mad. And she jumped up and snapped at him. But like I said, we all know if we stood up and, yeah, you leave me alone, stop it, you're going to get in a fight. So you better have your dukes up, you know. And then I guess the final one, let me see how much time I got on this thing. I'll have to make it quick. But yeah, my final example is going to a restaurant. You know, I've mentioned this before, that single men, because that's what I am, get treated like crap at restaurants. We just get the worst service. I had it just the other day. I went to a restaurant. It took me forever to get served. Buddy, a married couple came in, bam, right after me. Now, I'd been sitting there forever. A married couple comes in, bam, they're right there serving them. Taking care of them, their kids, whatever. Look like a married couple. I didn't get that same service. And I'd been there way longer than they had, you know. But I'm used to it. It happens so often. I don't like it. Doesn't mean I accept it, but I'm just used to it, you know. I know if I'm going to get in a fight all the time, I'd be getting mad all the time. Well, me and Mom went and ate somewhere. This was about 3 years ago. We went to a restaurant to get something to eat. We went in there, sat down. Obviously, this is pre-COVID. We went in there, sat down. Nothing's happening. Nobody's showing up. Nobody's coming over to ask us what we want to drink. Did nothing. Well, Mom's getting irritated. Now, I've had this happen to me. Like I said, I can't even count how many times it's happened to me. And Mom was getting irritated. And she's finally said, well, if they don't come over here to me, I mean, we've been there a little while. And she went, well, if they don't come back over, I'm just going to leave. Which, I mean, I completely agreed with her. I mean, she was exactly right to be angry. I mean, the service was pathetic. We'd gone in a restaurant. They'd seated us. Serve us. You know, we're not doing this for free. We're going to have to pay. But she finally, nobody came. And boy, she got up. I remember Mom pushed the chair inside and she's like, let's go. And buddy, she stormed out. Stormed out. She was so angry. I mean, you would have seen it if you had seen Mom. You know, you would have seen just the disrespect. Oh, I mean, disrespect, the anger, just the irritatedness. She was on the warpath, right? Well, I was like that at one time, but I've had it so many times happen to me. She hasn't. I don't know what happened that time. Well, I never had that again with her, that we were treated so poorly. It was just, I don't know if they were short on stuff. I don't know what was going on. But she was so irritated. But why was she so much more mad than me? I was mad, but I dealt with it better. Why? I've gone through it so many times. The disrespect, the inattentiveness, just the disrespect that you're a single guy, even though that wasn't a case of me being single. I was there with somebody, even though it wasn't a relationship. So that's examples I would give you that men and women are just treated differently. They're bullied more, men are. They are disrespected more by society in general, from childhood through adulthood. It's just the way it is. Oh, sure, some of it gets better once you become an adult. But it never goes away for some of us. Hadn't for me. Excuse me, I got a little choked up. It's a cold night. But, yeah, I just hope this helps anybody. I just, you know, I think that's a lesson that I should teach if I ever had a son. And that's a lesson you fathers should teach your sons. And also, try to be better people than that. You know? Well, that's all I got to say. This video will take forever to upload anyway. But, take care, guys. I hope to hear some comments from you, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.